Thank you for staying with Republic. I'm Suesha Samant, and moving on to our next story. Now, top sources within UN have told Republic that in the run-up to the ICJ final voting on Monday, when both India and UK were pitted against each other, an unusual country was working day and night to cost India the ICJ seat. Now, Republic has learned that Pakistan's permanent representative to the UN, Maliha Lodi, made a fervent appeal to the OIC, which is the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, to vote against India in the UNGA and UNSC and ask them to get more countries on board as well against India. This was Pakistan's ploy to derail India in the ICJ elections, and of course they failed at it miserably. Let's go across to our associate editor Aditya Rajkol, who joins us on this broadcast. Aditya, give us more details.
Well, yes, this is a very shocking aspect. In fact, top sources within the United Nations have told Republic that Pakistan's permanent representative at the UN, Maliha Lodi, tried every trick in the book to campaign against India. This was the most shocking aspect and most unusual country to, in fact, campaign against India when they have no locus standi or, in fact, participation in these ICJ polls. In fact, India was pitted against UK, and the top sources tell us that Maliha Lodi reached out to Organization of Islamic Cooperation personally. She called each and every leader of that, Islamic Cooperation and asked them to vote against India. But finally, India emerged victorious. This does lead to a basic question, that is Pakistan jittery of the Kulbhushan Jadhav case at the
That's exactly my next question to you, Aditya. Let's understand, this move by Pakistan has come just days before it has to submit its final memorial in the Kulbhushan Jadhav case. So, has that made Pakistan jittery?
Absolutely. That is the basic question, because as I mentioned, Maliha Lodi or Pakistan did not contest these elections of the International Court of Justice. India was pitted against UK, but yes, UK had not reached out to any, help from Pakistan. But Pakistan campaigning against India day and night at the United Nations, reaching out to all the countries of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. It does seem that Pakistan has been jittery in the Kulbhushan Jadhav case at the International Court of Justice. They don't have basic arguments or even diplomatic protocols or laws in their favor. They have violated the Vienna Convention, and that's why they have been jittery. And now they have reached out to the ICJ with their own judge, as is applicable through the rules. But yes, this also puts us to the basic question: is Pakistan incapable of putting their own nominee at the International Court of Justice, and is using proxies to, in fact, fight against India at the United Nations? This is the same Maliha Lodi who had put a morphed fake picture from Kashmir inside the United Nations General Assembly. What an embarrassment for Pakistan's representative, who is again jittery and nervous and is campaigning against India. But the truth is out, the facts are out. India has emerged victorious. India's Judge Dalveer Bhandari heading to the ICJ for another 9 years.
And Aditya, this is not the first time Pakistan has behaved like this. Earlier on also in the UN, Maliha Lodi showed a fake picture of the Gaza victim, calling it a Kashmiri girl, and now this time on, they have continued to stoop low, well, yet again, and not a new from them.
Well, yes, they have done this quite a few times in the past as well, not just in the United Nations, but all the major multilateral events where they have tried to rake up the Kashmir issue. But that hasn't found any kind of resonance in any of the multilateral forums, including the United Nations. And that, again, Pakistan's ploy to derail India's efforts to reach the International Court of Justice has miserably failed. Pakistan's propaganda has failed again at the United Nations. Maliha Lodi wasn't able to convince even the Organization of Islamic Countries to vote against India. The final figures suggested that in UNGA, India got 183 votes out of 193, and all the 15 UNSC votes also went to India.
Right, Aditya, many thanks for joining us on this broadcast and getting us all these details. Well, that's a big story. We got you of how Pakistan was ploying to derail India in the ICJ election.